The Summerset Shadows are probably a group you're not familiar with. They are a group of high elven thieves based in the Summerset Isles, but with operations in Skyrim and presumably the other parts of Tamriel. In short, they are a rival faction to the more well-known Thieves Guild. In Skyrim, you don't have the option to join the Summerset Shadows, but you are able to interact with them. So in this video, I'm going to explain why I think you'd be better off joining these Ultimate Assassins rather than the Thieves Guild, if you had the choice. It's pertinent to begin with an explanation of the Summerset Shadows' history. We do know very little, but the organisation seems to be a male-dominated elven thieves guild that is more juvenile than the normal Thieves Guild. Previously, it only had operations on the Summerset Isles. It's unknown whether Skyrim is the Summerset Shadows' final frontier of expansion or if it's their first, but given how far north Skyrim is, I'd say that the Summerset Shadows probably have operations all across Tamriel. The Summerset Shadows are encountered in a quest simply called Summerset Shadows. This quest involves retrieving an amulet stolen by this group, which necessarily involves infiltrating their lair and slaughtering all the thieves there. A major issue you might initially raise is that given this organisation is full of Ultima, surely it's aligned with the Thalmor. But I don't think so. In fact, I think the opposite. Think about it, the Thalmor pride themselves on their so-called superior society. They live for the rule of law and sophistication, so I highly doubt that they would have a state-sponsored Thieves Guild. Surely that would be a mark of shame. Rather, the Summerset Shadows are probably aligned against the Thalmor. I don't doubt that they fulfill all sorts of contracts and steal all sorts of things, but surely many of these jobs must involve heists against the Thalmor themselves. Of course, this is all speculation, and maybe the Summerset Shadows are just agents of the Thalmor, but I think you should consider joining, or at least not killing them in the quest, if you want to support an organisation that probably weakens the grip of the Thalmor on the Summerset Isles and undermines their notion of creating a perfect society. Moreover, there's another simple reason you should opt to join them if you were able to. Elves live far longer than men. That doesn't necessarily mean they're superior. For instance, they're physically weaker and intelligence isn't something that necessarily comes with age. But with regards to something such as thievery, I imagine that experience is everything. You'd probably have a lot more to learn from a 200-year-old elven thief in the Summerset Shadows than a 40-year-old Brynjolf in Skyrim. So from a canon perspective, I imagine the Summerset Shadows is actually an organisation of better thieves. And then there's the fact that the positioning of their base makes much more sense. Whereas basically everyone in Riften knows where the Thieves Guild are, and the guild have to pay the guards and Maven Blackbriar to stop their operations being shut down, the Summerset Shadows have no such expenses because they have a genuinely hidden base. Their base is in Uttering Hills Cave, which is situated southwest of Windhelm on top of a snowy mountain. I do understand that it's a lengthy trek for these thieves to get to the local cities, but it would be so much harder to find their hideout than to find that of the Thieves Guild. If one day the Imperial Legion decided to invade Riften sewers, which are notoriously the home of the Thieves Guild, and then they breach the secret cupboard in the Ragged Flagon, then it's completely game over for them. Comparatively, it would be extremely easy for a Summerset Shadows operative to lose any guards chasing him in the wilderness before he reached the secluded hideout. It is, all in all, a superior and more secretive location for a guild of thieves. There's also the issue that because the normal Thieves Guild are headquartered in a city, their operations invariably drive away businesses, these businesses being the lifeblood of their operation. I can't imagine a merchant considering Riften a good place to set up shop if he knows he's going to be beaten up and stolen from multiple times a year. So by situating their base in the wilds, the Summerset Shadows stop themselves from adversely affecting any single city or town too much. I've already done a video on why Mercer Frey's an idiot, and I don't want to repeat myself here, but I'll go over some of the salient points as to why the mainstream Thieves Guild is dumb, and therefore why you should consider joining the Summerset Shadows. Firstly, there's the issue that Brynjolf, the second in command, literally approaches any random person on the street and asks them if they want to join the guild. I mean, no wonder everyone knows where its headquarters are if Brynjolf is waltzing around handing out invitations to join. The player could be dressed as a nun and he'd still come up to you and say that you'd earned your coin illegally. Secondly, there's the fact that Mercer Frey is an absolute buffoon. He betrayed a Daedric prince for riches that he never spends, and at the same time he undercuts the institution that he's the head of. So these deficiencies in the guild should really make you think twice before joining. Although you can't join the Summerset Shadows, I'd argue that in an ideal world, maybe you should. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to see more Elder Scrolls lore videos, then please do feel free to subscribe. My next video will be out Saturday at about 8 PM GMT. Anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.